Like, I don't be doing none of that cheating stuff or none of that. What are you doing, bro? Like, I'm sick of that. And you know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing, bro, because I'm not getting no DNA test. So if he don't think it's his child, he just won't have a child.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFlare. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got a good one. We got a good one, man. We got pretty much proof as to why you should want to get a DNA test, right? Proof that getting a DNA test can solve all your problems, right? What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFlare. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got a pretty good one, right? We got a pretty good one. We pretty much got a video that reinforces our point, right? That reinforces a lot of brothers that are on this channel and other channels alike point of men need to get mandatory DNA, right? There's need to be a mandatory DNA, right? The reason being is because you want to avoid situations where you're taking care of a child that isn't yours. You even have a video of a guy, right? I believe he made it to the news where he was taking care of a kid. He was taking care of kids that wasn't his.
Boys will always be yours.
Which was
slightly different than saying you are definitely the dad. When you were diagnosed, your sons were 21 and the twins were 17, I think.
Yes.
When your then wife was pregnant on those occasions, did you ever suspect, have any inkling, ever think, oh, that's a bit odd, at the time of the pregnancy, through the birth, afterwards?
There was one or two occasions that after the boys were born, I thought that they didn't resemble me as much as, you'd imagine that boys would.
They didn't look like you?
Well, they've got darker eyes than me. I'd have almost no body hair, and the boys have got very dark hairs on their legs and things like that. But around the time that she got pregnant, we'd been having unprotected sex for 7 years. Nothing had happened. Now, she always said to me, I have a tilted womb. I don't know what that is, but it means that it's harder for a woman to get pregnant. So we'd always thought it was her. And we'd gone for fertility treatment or to see the GP to start the fertility process. And the GP said, well, the first thing that has to happen is you have to be tested, Mr. Mason, and then we test your wife. Now, it's likely to be 3 occasions of IVF that you're going to need. They're about £5,000 a time, so it's £15,000. But after that, there's a good chance you will have a baby. So when we went home, we both were working at Barclays at the time, and she said, look, we've got our careers. We're both, yuppies was like in the 80s, a really like popular term for young people who were doing well in their careers. She said, we're both yuppies, let's just carry on with our careers and see how it goes. A few months later, she was pregnant. So I thought, oh my God, that's weird, because, you often hear of people going for treatment and then suddenly naturally get pregnant. And she said, oh, it's just one of those things. So I did feel a little bit.
Time and money wasted. Time and money wasted. Now, some people are gonna be out here, well, you shouldn't look at that as being time wasted. The whole time I'm thinking these are my kids and they're not. The whole time I'm thinking these are my kids and they're not, and I've been lied to, cheated on me, and I had kids, 2 kids by the same man or whatnot. Whether it's 2 different men or 1 man, it doesn't matter. Your wife had a kid on you and lied about that. How can any man recover from that? How can any man recover from that? So now we're going to have guys who's saying, hey, well, and probably granted, it might be a bad time, and it might have been bad timing, but at the end of the day, when is it really ever bad timing to sit over here and figure out if this kid you planning on taking care of or you are taking care of is yours? When is it ever a bad time to figure out if that kid is yours or not? It's never a bad time. So guess what? He probably just sitting over here just, hey, man, look, baby, look, better have some kids, man. Look, hey, we need to make sure that kid is mine. Right now, of course, understandably, some women are going to say, well, or at least for the ones that's, well, I think every woman is going to say that, but especially for the ones, men, that's, obviously don't cheat. But of course, you're going to have a lot of your women who are in the heat of the moment where, hey, man, I'm about to have this child. Yeah, I'm about to let me sit over here and tell this man that I've been sleeping around just for him to sit over here and say, I don't even want you or the baby. No, the women are going to lie. They're going to try to hold on. They're going to try to take that lie to the grave. But it backfires all the time. But let's go ahead and jump into this video. Let's go ahead and see, man, what this woman is talking about.
I'm over here in the hospital, y'all, finna give birth to his child, and he over here questioning me, talking about, is this really his baby? Like, what are you talking about? Do you really think I'm sitting here have you up here at the hospital and everything with me just for nothing? Are you serious right now? What kind of baby dad does that right when we finna have this baby? Like, are you serious? You really gonna sit here and question the baby talking about, oh, can you get DNA test? No, you're not getting no DNA test after this. I'm not doing that. This is your child. If you don't believe it's your child, then you could go ahead and go. I don't need you up here. Because all you're doing is stressing me out.
We're finna find out.
Yeah, we are finna find out. And that's so weird for you to even be saying that, though. Why would you even say that?
We're finna find out.
You don't never want to claim your kids. Why you never claiming your kids?
We're finna find out.
Like, I don't be doing none of that cheating stuff or none of that.
The crazy thing about it is she's sitting up here saying, why don't you ever want to claim your kids? Why don't you ever want to claim your kids? Why don't you ever want to take care? Why are you dealing with a man you know that don't want to take care of his kids? Meaning, if he ain't claiming his kids, then more than likely he ain't taking care of them. But you still sat down and had a child with the man. You still sat down and had a child with the man. Now, Boyce Watkins, right? Boyce Watkins would be the type of one that sit over here. So guys, I don't really see, the really issue here besides, a woman being scolded, for being asked such a off the wall, such crazy question, right? Now, here's the thing. Given the fact that this sister is having a child and we don't know what's going to come about, we shouldn't be sitting here downing this sister. Instead, why would we ever ask, what was the man's reason for even being here? You got this Pookie wants to just shoot up and bang, bang, right? That's all he do is just shoot up and bang, bang. And now he wants to sit over here and ask for a DNA test. Now, you see, we should understand that, this is not something that, Black men should be doing on a daily, right? To want to encourage this mother. Why is he a Pookie? Why does he just want to just shoot up, bang, bang, and just leave, right? And ask for a DNA test? Why does he just want to just shoot up and bang, bang, and then ask for a DNA test as if he didn't know what he was signing up for? Like, you gotta look at stuff like that. You gotta be like, but you have got to be one dumb. I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense. But once again, Boyce Watkins will be the type of guy to sit over here and try to defend a woman like this and sit over here and jump down the men's throat for sitting over here saying, well, sis, why did you sit up here and decide to deal with a man you know for a fact, because you're calling him out, he doesn't claim his kids. You're calling him out on the internet for it. And this is why I said earlier, right, in my last video, what race of women are the only race, what race of women downs their men, freaking down their own baby father, down their own boyfriend on internet and then take them back? Once again, and this is why, right, and you have Boyce Watkins who sit up here and say, well, why are we sitting over here, man, trying to hold these women accountable? That's not our job. It's not our job to hold these women accountable. But guess what? As a man, it's our job to sit over here and fix these women's mistakes. So we can't hold them accountable, but we have to sit here and fix their mistakes. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. So you got to sit here and you got to ask this sister, why are you dealing with a man don't even take care of his other kids? You gotta hold sisters like this accountable, because once again, all they're going to do is jump on the internet and talk about how much black men ain't ish and try to put it on all men as if all black men are sitting over here being Pookies and Ray Rays and not taking care of their kids, not claiming their kids. Let's just be honest here. Once again, this is just a bad choice that she made. And she has to deal with it.
What are you doing, bro? Like, I'm sick of that. And you know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing, bro, because I'm not getting no DNA test. So if he don't think it's his child, he just won't have a child. We don't really need you over here. He in here stressing me out. Like, look at me. I look a mess right now. And you over here doing all this extra stuff, stressing me out right now. Talking about you and DNA test. Okay. You gonna get a DNA test. You can really go ahead and go.
And now she's sitting over here saying, well, you ain't gonna get no DNA test. People, that's petty, spiteful, right? But let's read some of the comments, right? We gotta read the chat. We gotta go ahead and look at the chat, man. We gotta look at some of these comments. So in the comments, it says, it's valid in my opinion. If she's not willing or hesitant to do one, it's probably for a reason. Nothing wrong with reinsurance with something so serious. women be wanting reinsurance over a dude liking another girl's photo. Yeah, women want reinsurance just to, oh, I want you to tell me that you love me and tell me that I'm beautiful. Well, baby, we've been together for 5 years. Like, I ain't got to keep telling you that you're beautiful every day. Well, I need a reinsurance. Well, guess what? The guy wants reinsurance to figure out, man. The guy just wants reinsurance that, hey, this is my child. This is my child. Somebody else says, why do people feel the need to post their personal issues online for the world to see? That is a big question, right? That is a big question, man. Once again, and like I said, it's really only your sisters who sit up here and do that stuff. Jump on the internet, air their boyfriends out, air their baby fathers out just to get back on them. It doesn't make any sense. So somebody else says, tell me you're cheating without telling me you're cheating. That's a fact. Somebody else says, he is not wrong. Get the test. Somebody else says, she knows it ain't his. Somebody else says, the thing is bad. Somebody else says, timing is bad, but concerns are obviously legitimate. And yeah, that is facts. And that's why I said, maybe it was bad timing, but at the end of the day, there ain't no time limit on trying to figure out, man, if that kid is yours or not, right? We need to figure that out ASAP. Day one, ASAP. Somebody else says, with the woman of 2024, he isn't wrong. Yeah, that is true. Somebody else says, I think the DNA test could have been discussed before the exact moment when she's delivering. Understandable. Somebody else says, fake eyelashes during childbirth. She is for the streets. They said they got to look good, man, while they're trying to give birth. I mean, hey, that's one for today, I guess. Somebody else says, Murray. Somebody else says, she should let him take it and make him a fool if she got nothing to hide. Granted, yeah, I mean, that's just a fact. But once again, she's still gonna look like the fool because once again, you decided to lay down with a man that doesn't even take care of his kid coming from you. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Because once again, if you're sitting over here saying you're not claiming, if I'm not claiming these kids, I'm not taking care of them, right? More than likely, 9 times out of 10, I ain't gonna take care of them. I ain't gonna claim them, right? So somebody else says, bro, get that test. Somebody else says the other men watching are running for the hills. And then somebody else says DNA testing should be mandatory. And once again, that's something that, in the red pill community, manosphere community, we've been preaching that for the longest. You have to get a DNA test. You can't have too much faith in your woman. I'm just letting you know that right now. You can't have too much faith in your woman. Yeah, you just can't have too much faith in your woman, bro. Buddies, you just can't have too much faith in your woman. So you should always want to check, right? You should always want to check. And even if you feel like your woman, man, once again, is top notch, still got to check. You still got to check, man, because once again, you don't want to be that guy, right, who's on the news upset, crying because somebody done swindled you because, hey, what, right? Somebody done swindled you. Some woman done finessed you out of years and time of your life to take care of kids. She don't even know who they belong to. So y'all do me a huge favor, man. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe.